because Megapixel is what it is, the type of information it can provide an organization can be used in applications beyond pure surveillance, and what types of information it can provide across the organization, and how can that information be used?
Well, first of all, megapixel cameras provide more information because there's more pixels, and that information is in the form of video. So megapixel cameras can provide 10 or 15 times the information, the video information that you'd find in a standard resolution camera. But more importantly, when you think about a smart megapixel camera like our ProLine series, cameras like this one, those are, I can hold it up for you there. The ProLine cameras have a lot of intelligence on board, and having spent so much time in the marketplace listening to customers' needs and requirements, we've learned that there's a lot more things that we can do with a megapixel camera like the IQi. For instance, we can have the camera do multiple streams to multiple different people, and what that means is the camera will appear as different cameras depending on who is logged into it. That can be used across enterprise-wide environments. For instance, in one application, we had a building manager who wanted to monitor his parking lot. We had an HR person who wanted to monitor the pedestrian gate to watch people as they clocked in and out. And we had a security director that wanted to monitor the vehicle gate so he could watch vehicles coming in and out. Normally, that would have required 3 separate cameras, one to monitor the parking lot, one zoomed in on the parking gate, and one zoomed in on the vehicle gate, and one zoomed in on the pedestrian gate. What we were able to do was to provide them what is essentially resolution on demand. So these people could virtually create virtual cameras within the H.2 or within the IQi cameras, so that one person was getting only a section of the video at the frame rate and the display resolution that they needed. The second person was getting a different section of the video at the frame rate and display resolution that they needed. And the third person, who wanted a complete overview, was getting the full benefit of a 5 megapixel coverage area, but they were shrinking it down to a manageable size video stream so they could view it remotely. So just by doing that, you now have the facility manager, the human resources group, and the security directors all tying into the same camera for different information. So that's one area where intelligent cameras like the IQi are helping convergence.
How can you take data and information from a megapixel camera and integrate it into other security information, other types of information that are coming into the organization to, say, manage events, manage security, do forensic work? How much does this enable how much more does this enable you to do with integrated security?
Well, it does quite a bit, actually. So, for instance, the data that you can get out of Megapixel, not just the video data, but again, I'll point more to the smart cameras. The fact that camera has the ability to recognize on each picture where there was motion. So, for instance, if we go back to the parking lot, the HR person may want to know when the first person is checking in, so they can receive an alert that somebody's at the gate early in the morning, as opposed to when the first vehicle arrives. That data can be embedded within the image itself, or in the header of the image, the data packets that come along with the video stream, and provide information to a number of different systems. Additionally, because everything's IP, we can monitor the network traffic and specifically look for things that would trigger video recording. So, for instance, if we looked for a video cash register transaction, or a building systems malfunction that happens to be transmitted over the network, the cameras itself can receive that information, reconfigure itself to deliver certain information to certain individuals who need to know that that's going on. So it really becomes a bit of a processing hub for other systems. We can supply data to access control and building control systems, as well as get data from those and use it and embed it in the video, so when you later want to go back and see that, you'll have all the information you need from the other systems and associated directly with the video clip.